Hey y'all, welcome back. I'm Quinn, and today we are going to talk about Centro basics. And I'm gonna do my best to keep it kind of short, sweet, and simple. I don't want to bog you down with too much extra information that I don't really feel is necessary for y'all to know, especially if you're a beginner. So I'm gonna just try to keep it bare bones, just so hopefully beginners can intake this information and actually utilize it when you are using this machine over here. First things first, we need to secure our machine to our table. Your machine should come with some pretty dinky suction cups. You can use those to secure your machine to a table. However, I don't know about y'all, but I couldn't even get the suction cups into those little slits on the feet of my machine. So instead of those suction cups, I like to use these large clamps. I got them for fairly cheap on Amazon, and I can link them down below. I just secure 2 of the feet to the corner of my table, and it works perfectly. To cast on a tube, first make sure your machine is switched to the tube setting. Then crank the handle of your machine until the white peg is up. Make sure to set your row counter back to 0 as well. Put your yarn in front of the first peg after the white one, and slowly crank the handle. Then put your yarn behind the second peg, in front of the third, behind the fourth, and just continue this pattern until you've cast on all the way around the machine. Go slowly so you don't mess up, and make sure the yarn is getting caught by every other needle. You know, the needles where you put the yarn in front of them. Once you've cast on all the way around the machine, put your yarn through the yarn guide and through the tension guide, and you're ready to knit a tube. Make sure to switch your machine to the panel setting before getting started. This is basically the same as casting on a tube with just a couple differences. First, you'll start casting on the third peg because the first 2 pegs will always drop their cast on stitches in the panel setting. So I just find it simpler to start casting on the third peg. The other difference is you can't cast on the final white peg either, because again, its cast on stitch will drop. This happens because the machine can't turn far enough on either side to catch the yarn and knit it, so they'll drop their cast on stitches after a couple rows. Now we'll talk about casting off. This is very simple and you do the same thing for tubes and panels. Once you finish knitting your project, take your yarn out of the tension guide and out of the yarn guide. Crank the handle of your machine until your project has released from nearly every peg. Use your darning needle to pick up every stitch of your project, making sure not to skip any stitches. If you miss a stitch, then that column will start to unravel once you get your project off the machine. Once you've picked up every stitch, then your project should be secured and ready to go. I'll make this quick because it's very simple. Make sure your machine is on the tube setting, cast on, put your yarn through the yarn and tension guides, and just start cranking the handle. Knit however many rows you want, and cast off. To knit a panel, first switch your machine to the panel setting, then you're going to cast on, then put your yarn through the yarn and tension guides, and as you knit, you're going to pull the yarn a bit tighter whenever you're knitting on the edges of your project. So we're knitting across this row and we've come to the end of the row, and then we're going to start knitting the other way. As we start knitting the other way, grab your yarn and pull it just a little bit. This will make the edges of your project neater and your project will be less likely to drop stitches on the edges. See how difficult my project is being when I don't pull the yarn tight on the edges? My yarn is so loose and doesn't want to get caught by the needles. And if it does get caught by the needles, it's getting split. It's just so frustrating to work with and requires you to pay a lot closer attention. Another thing that can help you knit panels or tubes more successfully is by using weights. If your project keeps wanting to lift off of the needles or it keeps dropping or tucking stitches, then try adding weights to the bottom of your project. Here I am trying to demonstrate what it looks like when your project lifts up off of its needles, but this yarn works so well in the machine that I'm struggling to make it screw up, but you get the idea. I like to use clothespins to weigh down my project, but you can use binder clips, barrettes, bag clips, or just any kind of heavy thing that you can secure to the bottom of your project. Move the weights up your project every once in a while you're knitting, and that should drastically improve your knitting experience on this machine. So what is waste yarn? Basically, it's just yarn that you'll end up removing from your project after you take it off the machine. I just use the yarn that came with my machine and other cheap acrylic yarn as waste yarn. To use waste yarn, you'll just cast on and knit a few rows of the waste yarn, then switch to the yarn that you want to use in your project, and then knit a few more rows of waste yarn once you're done and cast off. Then you can secure the stitches on either end of your project in whatever way you'd like. I usually crochet a row of slip stitches on either end, but it's up to you to decide what works best for you and your project. Casting on and casting off with waste yarn makes it easier to count your rows, create ribbing on your project, and join panels together, as well as helps the top and bottom edges of your project look a lot neater. It's obviously not necessary when using this machine, but I would highly recommend it. So the final thing I want to talk about in today's video is the joining method that I like to use. I get a lot of questions about this joining method, so I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to explain it in more detail. I actually first saw this joining method on Pinterest, and I'll be sure to link that video down below, but I haven't been able to find any more information on this method. I don't even know what it's called. First, I'll show you how to join two panels together down the middle. See this column here? You may have to uncurl the edge to see it, but this is where we'll be joining the panels together. And you see that each stitch is made up of 2 strands of yarn. We'll be working with the very outside strand on either panel. So to start, lay your 2 panels together side by side and grab a crochet hook. I like to use a 5mm hook, but as always, use what you like. Insert your hook under the outside strand of the top stitch on the right panel. Then insert your hook under the outside strand of the top stitch on the left panel. Use your hook to pull the left strand under the right strand. Now only the strand from the left panel should be on your hook. Since we just brought the left strand under the right strand, we now need to bring the next strand on the right panel through the strand on our hook, which is the left. So we just brought the right through the left, so now we need to bring the left through the right. And you're just going to continue this pattern for however far you want to seam your panels together. And the stitches can be pretty tight at times, so it might just be easier to lift the one strand over the other rather than solely relying on your hook. When you get to the end, remember to secure the final loop before you take your hook out, and give your seam a little stretch to settle all the stitches you made. It should look flat on the front and have this neat seam on the back. Now, I always seam my panels together before removing my waste yarn because 1, the waste yarn makes it so much easier to see if you've grabbed the very top and bottom stitches, and 2, I can secure the final loop from seaming while I secure the stitches along the tops and bottoms of my panels. Finally, I want to show you how to seam along the tops of your panels. This is another reason why I love using waste yarn, because look at how clearly you can see these stitches along the tops of the panels. It's the same concept as joining along the sides, so I'll make this quick. Lay the panels end to end, grab your crochet hook and insert it under the top stitch on the right panel. Then insert it under the top stitch on the left panel and bring the left through the right. Then bring the right through the left through the right, and continue that same pattern that we did along the tops of the panels instead of the sides this time. You can do this with tubes as well, and you can join the top of a panel to the side of another, whatever you want, or whatever your project needs. Keep in mind that this isn't the stretchiest joining method in the world, but it doesn't use any extra yarn, and it does create a very clean looking seam. Okay, I know that was a lot, so hopefully you learned something. Hopefully I explained it well enough for y'all. Check back in next week for slightly more advanced centro topics. We're going to be talking about how to create ribbing, how to fix tucked and drop stitches, how to take your project off of the machine and put it back on, and a few other things, but those are the ones that are coming to mind right now. If you are interested in learning more about the centro or seeing some things that you could make on the centro, then check out some of my other videos and be sure to subscribe because I post a lot of centro content. If you found this video helpful, then leave a like down below. It really helps me out and is very nice. And I hope that y'all have a great rest of your day. I'll see you next time. Bye.